All right, hello. Just explaining a back routine that I did 4/29/2025. The first exercise I did was just a false grip gymnast ring pull up. And if you've never used a false grip, so here's a gymnast ring here. The false grip, I just dig my hand in there as deep as I can, and then I just kind of roll it out. And it's going to sit at the bottom of your wrist here. And it's going to try to peel your hand open as you're doing the pull up or whatever you're doing with it. And it does hurt. As you can see, I kind of have a mark there. It does kind of hurt your wrist a little bit. It takes some time to get used to. So if you've never used a false grip, start out slow and kind of build up the calluses in that area. They also make some handles you can use, like they're not really straps, but they cover the area. I just find that those slip too much. So I do have some, but they slip too much, and I end up losing my not really grip, but it's like it's a leather or suede fabric, so it ends up as the weight increases, it slips. So I don't like using them. So I just need to build up my calluses there, and then I should be okay. I have tried using tape, but the tape ends up just making a sticky mess all over the ring. So it's like you're just kind of screwed. So the best thing you can do is probably just build up the calluses in that area. So that's what I'm gonna try to do. I continue to keep doing them, try to build those calluses up. But what I ended up doing is I kind of did a weird rep scheme. I've never done anything like this, but so I did my body weight for 5 reps, then I did 4 reps, 3 reps, 2 reps, 1 rep. And then I added 10 pounds, did 5 reps, 15 pounds, 4 reps, 20 pounds, 3 reps, 25 pounds, 2 reps. And then I just did 1 rep after this. I did 30 pounds, 35 pounds, 40 pounds, and then 45 pounds. I tore the skin a little bit on my wrist. I wanted to keep going, but I thought it's better to just call it a day. There's always next time to try for more. So let my hand heal up, and then I'll do it again. These reps, they were full reps. I tried to hang at the bottom a little bit so that I was getting full extension. I find that that's better to gauge your progress, I guess, because I was finding when I didn't do the dead stop reps, I was kind of shorting it a little bit, shorting the range of motion. So I didn't know, was I actually getting stronger, or was I just shortening the range of motion each time? I don't know. So I thought it was better just to say to heck with it, just start doing full reps. So that's the plan for now, is to just always do the dead stop full reps. Even when I do the normal pull-ups, I try to do the dead stop full reps. I just find when you go too fast, it's like I can't gauge, am I getting stronger, or am I just doing the reps faster? It's kind of the same thing on push-ups. You see people do a bunch of push-ups, but are they doing the full reps, or are they just going really fast with little mini reps? Not a big deal. It's just me personally. I like to do the full range on some of these movements so that I can gauge my strength. But if you like doing the quick reps, short reps, that's fine. No big deal. I don't care. And who am I to care anyways? I'm nobody special. So it's just me personally prefer the full reps. So that's what I do. And then the next movement that I did was some table rows, false grip again, with this handle is from Spud Inc. It is a gorilla finger handle is what it's called, and I did a false grip on it. It's kind of got the shape of the ring as well, but it's a fabric. It's like I don't know what it is, maybe like a canvas or something. I'm not for sure. It's very durable though, so you're not going to end up tearing it. But I just use again a false grip with that, and I was just doing rows off of the table, the arm wrestling table. So nothing too fancy there. They weren't really strict rows either. I kind of started using some body English towards the end, the heavier reps. Um, the lighter reps kept a little bit more of a strict form, but not for the heavier ones. So worked up to a heavy single, heavy for me anyways, and then did a down set. So the last movement that I did was dumbbell rows. Nothing too fancy here. They weren't strict. Used some body English. I just find that I like doing them that way. To me, I just feel like it's like cardio almost. So it's the way I do them. But I worked up to my last set. I did stop reps, which is where I think it's kind of like a pendulum row, where you let it rest on the floor and then explosively pull it up. I could be wrong there, but I think that's kind of similar to a pendulum row. So yeah, that last set I did the stop reps, and I was pretty gassed by then. Normally I like to go heavier on the rows, but I was feeling pretty tired and decided it was time to shut it down. So I just worked up to 125 for 3 reps. Called it good. Normally I do a down set, but like I said, I was feeling pretty tired, and I'd spent a lot of time on the pull-ups, so figured it was time to shut it down. So that's what I did. So pretty straightforward. Did a pull-up and a couple rows, and that was it. I would like to add in some more, like a low back exercise, like a good morning. I haven't done good mornings in a while. Was being pretty consistent with those, but kind of got away from them. So I would like to throw those back in. So hopefully at some point I can. Either that or a hyperextension of some kind, but definitely need to do some low back work, or maybe just a deadlift in general. But on that note, that's what I did. So if you have any questions or comments or tips or anything like that, feel free to leave them below. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you soon.